There are a million different kinds of collagen proteins on the market right now. People saw that collagen was getting popular, so everyone and their brother jumped on the ship. So I'm at my local Sprouts store. Now the cool thing is a lot of the collagen proteins that are at Sprouts are going to be kind of the OGs, the ones that have been around a while. That being said, these are ones that you're going to find everywhere. So just because I'm at a Sprouts, it doesn't mean that you have to get this stuff at Sprouts. I want to go through and break down how you shop for a collagen protein and what you should kind of look for a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's start with one that I think is very straightforward. Okay, Vital Proteins I've talked about on my channel a lot. I've talked about it in my Costco videos. Look at this. Okay, we have one ingredient, collagen peptides. So when you don't see any other ingredients or an ingredient list, then you really know that, okay, well, then you've got just the main ingredient there. So collagen peptides. So what's really cool about this, the serving size is 20 grams and the collagen peptide, which is what we want, is 20 grams. Now, a typical amino acid profile, this breaks down kind of what the primary constituents of the collagen are. Okay, so you look at where we're really low in like lysine, low in leucine, low in isoleucine. So we're low in like the branched chain amino acids, low in valine. We're low in the ones that are going to be spiking in insulin. This doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of showing you. It's important to look at this because it does give you a breakdown. But the bottom line with this one is like a Vital Proteins collagen peptide. This is as pure as it gets. There's no flavoring, nothing like that. Okay, so now let's take a look at, they don't have the one with the chocolate in it because it would have been a great example. Here it is in capsule form. The only difference that you're getting in capsules is you're getting gelatin added to the mix, okay? Now, this video in no way, shape, or form is sponsored by Vital Proteins. I'm just showing you one that I know is, that's it, that's all there is to it. So you might be kind of wondering, like, what is the difference between marine collagen and what is the difference between bovine collagen? Okay, so in this case, you're getting the collagen from the fish. And if you look at the amino acid profiles here, which is what's kind of nice about this, is you'll notice it's a little bit different. So in this case, not as high in glycine, not as high in glutamic acid, which I'm actually happy to see because glutamic acid can be a precursor to what's called glutamate within the brain. Okay, proline content is also lower. The only difference is this is a 12 gram serving and this is a 20 gram serving. So we can't really like look at it gram for gram. So in 12 grams, let me do some math here really quick. In 12 grams, we have, let's take a look at the glycine, 2,718. And it's about the same amount of glycine. So it really comes down to how it's sourced, okay? So when it comes down to marine collagen, it's usually a little bit cleaner. That's why you're gonna pay a little bit more. So in this case, we get 7.8 ounces for $35.99. In this case, we're getting 20 ounces for $42.99. So a higher quality collagen, generally speaking, that seems to be more bioavailable. Now, the jury is still out on a lot of the research that's out there. I'm still cool with bovine collagen. Marine collagen just gets pricey. Then you have to pay attention to things like grass-fed, okay? That does matter. It does trickle down. But grass-fed, believe it or not, when it comes down to the collagen, it's not as big of a deal as people might think. I still recommend leaning for it because it ends up kind of suggesting how that cattle was raised and a little bit just more about the brand and the integrity. But grass-fed usually is a bigger deal when you're dealing with the fats, okay? When you're dealing with the fatty acid content. Collagen is extracted and just isolated so much that you don't really have any giant concerns, okay? Whereas if you're looking at the fat content of grass-fed beef, that's where it matters because the omega-3, omega-6 profile is different. The levels of what's called conjugated linoleic acid are different. Those are the things you want to pay attention to. So I just don't want you to go out and spend an exorbitant amount more money just because of that, right? Just because of the grass-fed name. In fact, if you do go for grass-fed, try to go for pasture-raised. Okay, that makes a big difference. So if this, it's a little bit cheaper, so $1.77 per ounce, $2.15 per ounce, and it looks like, what does Sprouts have in this one? Okay, so that's another one. I like that they disclose types 1 and 3. Okay, so there's various forms of collagen. Peptide types 1 and 3 are the most common, and those are the ones that we're typically after. Those are the ones that are generally for hair, skin, and nails kind of thing. Some of the other forms of collagen aren't going to be as beneficial. They're not going to get you that same result that you're after. Now, collagen has been demonstrated to be potentially good for skin, potentially good for your hair, potentially good for your nails. It also is a precursor to a number of different things within the body. It can be deaminated and broken down in different ways. Gut health in terms of the gut mucosal layer. So this is a good kind of thing to say break a fast with, or to have if you're on keto and you're trying to get a little bit more just digestive support. What I don't want you to fall victim to is thinking that collagen is necessarily going to give you all the amino acids that you need to be a super powerful muscle builder. It's not something you want to take right after a workout and call your job done. You could take it in adjunct with other proteins, and it can actually improve the bioavailability, mainly because there's a little bit of leucine in it, and that can actually improve the absorption. So don't want to get into too much detail there. Now let's take a look at like Primal Kitchen. Primal Kitchen has some really good ones. Collagen Fuel, I really like this one. Let's actually look at the chocolate one, because I love peanut butter, but I'm careful of it. Bovine collagen peptides. Then we have coconut milk powder, organic fair trade cocoa powder, monk fruit extract, and cognac root gum, sea salt. It's interesting they have the cognac root gum in there. They're probably using it as a way to enhance it, give it a little bit more body, give it a little bit more, not flavor, but thickness, and they didn't want to use guar gum. Cognac root is pure what's called glucomannan fiber. It draws a lot of water in. So it's probably used as a thickener, because as soon as water is going to hit this compound, it's going to thicken up because it's going to draw it into that cognac root. It's going to do the same thing in your gut, but it's so negligible. It's not even registering as fiber. So it's purely just used as a thickener. It's not used to actually add dietary fiber. That's not what they're using it. On one hand, I like that because it's great and tastes good. On the other hand, I feel like it's slowing down the absorption of the collagen. So I like my collagen to absorb fast, and it's something that I consider. But there's virtually nothing in here that I don't like. Okay, people look at the fair trade cocoa powder processed with alkali. That just means alkalized cocoa that actually has a higher potassium content when it's alkalized cocoa. So don't be afraid of that. That's totally cool to go and like awesome. Same kind of thing. Okay, we look at the peanut butter. It's going to be the same thing. It's just going to have probably peanut powder. Yep, peanut flour. And then we have vanilla coconut. It's probably going to have coconut milk powder. So exactly, I would expect the carbohydrate content to be, I actually would have expected it to be higher. It's kind of interesting because usually coconut milk powder has a decent amount of carbs, but in this case, the chocolate has some carbs. So anyway, all negligible. So all of these are good to go. As far as flavor is concerned, if you combine these two, it tastes delicious. I quickly want to touch on this collagen quince. I've never seen this before. It's clearly like probably weird. What's in this? Mango fruit powder, pineapple fruit powder, tartaric acid, potassium bicarbonate. That's no big deal. Silicon dioxide. It sounds super sketchy. It's not that bad at all. Sea salt, gum, acacia, monk fruit extract. Okay, so we have coconut water powder. It's definitely going to drive the carb count up. The total sugars there are coming from the mango fruit powder, the pineapple fruit powder, and the coconut water, which, interesting, coconut fruit water powder, giving us 500 milligrams of, well, in this case, 500 milligrams of that, but what we're getting from that is an electrolyte value that's not really disclosed. Let's see, vitamin C. That's a low amount of vitamin C, so I'm not too worried about that. It is nice that it has some sodium. So this is just more of a less creamy, this is less of a creamy and more of a quencher type fruit thing. I think if you were trying to weigh out like which one you want to have, I feel like this might be a little bit of marketed hype, plus $4.73 per ounce compared to $2.88 per ounce. So love Primal Kitchen. Let's take a look now, one I'm not as familiar with, but I'm always willing to learn, and that's the Ancient Nutrition. Okay, what's getting a little interesting is we're starting to see like collagen peptides infused with things for the immune system, or infused with more things for hair, skin, nails, and joint and gut and all this stuff. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's look at this. Okay, this one is interesting. The reason I like this one, and it's right out the gate what I'm seeing, vitamin C is very important to collagen formation. So when you take in collagen, even in its full form, you're still deaminating it. You're still breaking down those aminos, okay, and breaking them down and extracting them into their individual amino acids, and they go into the labral pool of amino acids in your body. It is very important that you have vitamin C present. It is a very important cofactor in the formation of collagen. So different collagen complexes in your body, it's a very complex system. And vitamin C helps reassemble them. So this has been fortified, it looks like, with vitamin C, and it looks like in a lipid metabolite acerbate, which means it's still ascorbic acid vitamin C, but it's in a lipidized form, meaning it's put into a fat, so it's not going to just run through your system as fast. Okay, then we have fermented eggshell membrane collagen, chicken bone broth protein concentrate. They even add some bacteria in there, small amount. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to tell you right now, 2 billion CFU is not going to do anything. Then we have hydrolyzed fish collagen peptides. Pretty darn awesome. That is actually really cool. So we have egg, haddock, cod, and pollock. Heck yes. Okay, so bang for the buck. Look at this. You're getting egg. Do they have bovine? Chicken. Okay, so chicken instead of bovine. $3.12 per ounce compared to $2.88 per ounce. And we're actually getting marine collagen in there where we're normally having to pay $4.61 per ounce. This is a great deal, okay? And it has the vitamin C. I love that. But then that's great for the blank flavor. Let's take a look at the multi-collagen protein with vanilla. Natural vanilla flavor can be a little questionable. Never know what's in that. So let's look at the chocolate. Organic cocoa processed with alkali, natural chocolate flavor, xanthan. Why? Dang it, I don't know why they had to use natural flavors in that. It's frustrating because we just don't know what's in that. In this one, citric acid, natural strawberry flavor, natural lemon flavor, beetroot for coloring. The fact that they're using beetroot and stevia tells me that the natural flavors are probably not too bad. But what I would suggest doing in this case is getting it in the unflavored form, because that is a great blend with the vitamin C. The flavorings here are a little bit not so good. Okay, now in FYI, a lot of the things that I'm talking about, a lot of the products I'm talking about, including like the Primal Kitchen, you can get through Thrive Market. So I put a link down below. Thrive Market's an online membership-based grocery store, so you can get things like this. They're today's video sponsor, so super appreciate them, and it's obviously relevant. You can get collagen through Thrive, but you can also get all of your other groceries. So whether you're doing keto, whether you're fasting, whether you're doing vegan, whatever, you just have access to it, and it's super convenient. It gets delivered to your doorstep. You can filter by whatever diet type you're doing. So easy. And that link down below will save you 25% off your first order and also get you a free gift. So make sure you check them out. Use that link down below, and big thank you to Thrive Market for the continued support. You can sort by collagen, and you're gonna see a bunch of different collagens. And just like Sprouts, like Thrive Market is really big on making sure they're bringing good products in. So you already are passing that first line of defense, and then you can look a little bit further. So thanks to the sponsorship, Thrive, and thank you for checking them out. All right, let's keep rocking here. This next one, let's look at, what about bone broth collagen? It's talked about a lot. You know, again, at the end of the day, a lot of this is very similar. Chicken bone broth protein concentrate, beef broth, turkey broth. So where's our collagen content? You have 14 grams of protein, so in a 15-gram serving. So you're not getting as much protein. The only thing that you're really getting is some sodium, potassium that maybe you didn't have otherwise. I feel like bone broth protein is really good when it's used in like a bar, but when you're in a powder form, your bang for your buck is really better off with just like marine collagen or bovine collagen. Again, looking at, we go here, $3.14 per ounce compared to $3.12 per ounce, like for unflavored versus unflavored. I mean, no brainer, that one. Plus that one has a $5 off sticker on it. Same kind of thing. Here's what's interesting. Natural flavors, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm finding is like Primal Kitchen wins on the flavorings they're adding, much purer, cleaner flavors than Ancient Nutrition. But Ancient Nutrition has them up on the collagen formulation. This is what you gotta be careful of. This is absolutely totally good stuff, but it's not the 100% apples to apples. Okay, so this is Orgain collagen peptides. So if you are vegan or vegetarian, yes, then you're paying attention to this. So what they're doing here is they're taking vitamin C. Oh, this one's not a vegan formula. This is still grass-fed, pasture-raised. That's interesting because Orgain usually is only just the peptides. Like it usually doesn't have the meat in it. So this has got bovine collagen in 10 grams. So you're getting less actual collagen, but you're getting more supporting ingredients. And the whole idea behind this is, yes, they have like the 50 superfoods in there, but they're also adding the peptides to help availability. This isn't the best example of it. I wouldn't go for this product. That's a low amount of collagen. You're really paying just for the additional superfoods that are added to it. SunWarrior has these collagen building protein peptides. So this is like an entirely vegan-friendly formula. So this could be deceiving if you're not careful, but it's actually a wicked cool product. So what it is it's a blend of fermented pea protein, fermented brown rice peptides, organic sea buckthorn berry, tremella mushrooms. So what they've done is they've compiled precursors, collagen precursors, and what are called protein peptides. So you have proteins get broken down into aminos are broken down into peptide chains. What they've done is they've compiled the peptide chains and the collagen formation tools to allow those peptide chains to actually form the amino acids and allow your body to have what it needs to form collagen. Very intelligent setup there for people that are vegan. If you're not vegetarian, you're not vegan, it's still a good formula to give your body what it needs, because at the end of the day, once again, your body has the tools necessary. You just need to provide the cofactors and the nutrients for your body to assemble what it needs to assemble when the demand is there. Let's see, Garden of Life is another very popular one. Grass-fed collagen, this one's cool. $2.78. This one's cool because it has MCTs in it too. So 10 grams of collagen, 3 grams of MCTs and probiotics. 500 million CFU is not really going to do much for you at all. Okay, that's not a whole lot. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. But the MCTs, 3 grams. Unfortunately, what's happening here is you're getting 10 grams of collagen and 3 grams of MCTs. You really would need to have 2 scoops to get the same amount of collagen you would get here. So be very careful. Look at the protein content. Look at the scoop size, okay? This is super important. 3 grams of MCTs isn't gonna do much either. So 2 scoops of this would be a much more viable serving. 20 grams of protein, 6 grams. So effectively, you're only getting 12 servings in this, and it's $2.78 at the listed serving content, so that's gonna be like $5.50-ish. That makes this serving for serving in terms of gram for gram, one of the more expensive ones here. And then this one, we have grass-fed collagen protein. So this has 20 grams of collagen plus 4 super seed proteins and MCTs. This is a great example of what you need to look at. Okay, so we have protein is 20 grams. I'm trying to find collagen peptides, organic hemp protein, organic sunflower protein, organic pumpkin protein. So I like the protein blend here, but we don't know how much of it is from collagen and how much of it is from the rest of this stuff. All we know is that collagen is the most forefront ingredient. So it's at least 50% of the protein here. It could be 50, it could be 51, it could be 60, it could be 99. We don't know the breakdown. So we know that there's a lot of other proteins in there. I just don't know how much collagen I'm actually getting. It doesn't tell me anywhere. So this is a little concerning, but I like the overall buildup of it, and I like the coconut cream, and I like that fat profile is there, and I like that there's some MCTs in it in a small amount. So I would say between these 2 products, especially this one at $2.02 per ounce, that's definitely a, oh, I messed up when I said that. That's not per serving, that's per ounce. But either way, like this is a little bit, that's a good value there. Okay, and then we have type 1 and 3 plus probiotics. Garden of Life. Okay, so this is a 1 scoop is a 20 gram serving, collagen peptides, 20 grams. So then we come down to, when it comes down to this, grass-fed collagen, okay, pretty equal there. Pretty equal in the Garden of Life there. Some of these other things we want to look at. These creamers, a lot of times with these creamers, all that's being added is additional MCTs. So in this case, we have coconut milk powder, hydrolyzed bovine collagen, MCT powder, gum acacia, and some natural flavors. Just be careful of those natural flavors. They sneak their way in there. And also be careful of things like maltodextrin, things like dextrin that are added to these. So sometimes it gets the carb content up. So in this case, we got 4 grams of carbs because it's coming from the coconut milk powder. Let's try to find one that's the Sprouts one, which is a heck of a deal. But let's see what Vital Proteins collagen creamer for coconut has in it. Organic coconut milk powder, silica, and organic acacia fiber. Still 4 grams of carbs. It's a little bit cleaner in terms of what's in it there. So again, we have no MCT. Basically, all they've done is combine collagen with coconut milk powder. They're trying to make it a little bit kind of like that layered superfood stuff. And then we see, okay, one that I know people are going to want to see, jumping back down here, the Bulletproof brand. As you can see, they've got all kinds of different ones. They've got stress relief, gut health, daily energy. Just making SKUs for SKUs sake. I always go back to the basics, the collagen protein and the pure like unflavored collagen. What's in their unflavored collagen? $8 off, that's pretty awesome though. Hydrolyzed collagen, they do have the vitamin C in there. 20 gram serving, 20 grams of protein. All right, pretty solid there. We have the vitamin C. Okay, so straightforward. Value-wise, if you're getting that $8 sticker that's on it, that's great. So I would consider that a decent one. That's a really good one. But then we look at the proteins, and that's where things get different. So remember, there's a difference between like a pure collagen protein and like a collagen protein blend that's kind of getting these flavors in it. Usually they're gonna add MCT and stuff like that. Cocoa, yeah, see in this case we have still, we have erythritol added. That's weird, the only one that has erythritol. Cocoa powder, Bulletproof MCT oil powder, caprylic and capric acid, triglycerides from highly refined coconut. Interesting. Coconut creamer powder, non-fat dry coconut milk, non-GMO maltodextrin. Really, see, I'm surprised by this. I like Dave Asprey. I would really be surprised that he actually allows maltodextrin in there, even though it's non-GMO because it's derived from corn. It's still very high glycemic. Coconut oil, gum acacia, sunflower lecithin, that's an emulsifier, which normally I'm not too worried about it, but given the comparison of the other ones here, no one else is using an emulsifier. Cellulose gum, and then we have stevia. It probably tastes the best. I haven't tried it. So interesting kind of how they have everything combined there. You got some other gut health ones. I'm curious what they've added in there. Oh, they've added prebiotics. Let's see what their prebiotic is. Acacia fiber. So acacia gum. So it's just trademarked under a name fiber gum. So it's funny because we see acacia gum in all kinds of things all the time, right? It's just acacia fiber, it's a filler. It's funny how you can take a filler and you can twist some words around and you can actually make it a fiber and make it beneficial and give it a trademark under a different name. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, as always, this is just a simple breakdown just to give you a basic rundown. If you have ideas, you have more questions on collagen, hit me down below in the comment section. I'll see you tomorrow.